The way you need to have some basic training if you want to go for higher mathematics or higher physics. One needs to have some basic training to understand religion and spirituality. Very basic training, not much. After that, you need to grow on your own. The basic training is essentially known as meditation. You need to know how to meditate, and this is learned by a proper teacher. So you sit for meditation, and meditation essentially means there are inputs in your mind. Actually, in yoga philosophy, they say there are 5 different kinds of inputs that come. The first is through senses. That is senses and books and everything, which are the correct knowledge. Then there is delusional knowledge, where you hallucinate, or you are maybe talking about things which has an existence as far as word is concerned, but actually it doesn't have any meaning. Similarly, you can hallucinate. You may have wrong perception. The third one is known as imagination. You can go on imagining things. There is an element of truth, and then you build something big on that. The fourth is memory, and fifth is dreams. These 5 kinds of inputs keep the mind always in motion, always in churning. Meditation means slowly cut down those number of those waves. And as the waves calm down, so mind can be trained to control itself. In this case, mind itself is the trainer and mind itself is the training. As the mind becomes more powerful, the inputs that are coming to it through memories, through dreams, through senses, mind can control them. Not now. And that's why when people meditate, generally they close their eyes, because eyes are the most powerful instrument for sending the inputs. Once the eyes are closed, you try to control your ears too. So you try to sit in a secluded place where there is not much noise, so that noise doesn't disturb you. And generally, it shouldn't enter through 5 senses. Then remains your memories and wild thinking, etc. Slowly they are cut down. And then what happens as you progress? As you progress, your mind becomes calm. Now when you go for this meditation, as Jesus or Buddha or anybody went, then what happens? Your mind starts becoming calm. And then finally one single wave remains, as we mentioned. And finally that wave too subsides. Now the mind itself is not there, because mind means when it is working. If the mind is not working, it's no more a mind. When the mind is no more in action, when it cannot work on those 5 forces that we mentioned earlier, then it is no more mind. Then what it is? Well, it is a state of mindlessness. What exactly happens in that state? Mind actually becomes so pure. Impurity means to have so many waves. Purity means to have less number of waves. As you have less number of waves, you become more and more pure. And when you have one single wave, you are practically the best amongst the pure. And when there is no wave at all, you are one with God. And that experience, that knowledge, it's not attainment of something, it's knowledge that is known as Atman. And then you realize that Atman is infinite. As we mentioned, Atman is of the nature of pure consciousness. It's spirit, because it's pure consciousness. Because it is pure consciousness, it doesn't have any material existence or any material property. Atman is not something which has been conjectured. Atman is not something that has been imagined. Atman is something which has been realized any number of times by great saints. And actually what happens when you meditate, a time comes when you start seeing a divine light within you, and you know that it's divine light because it's not physical light. And then a time comes when you realize that the divine light It is there in everyone. Then you realize that it is the same divine light which is within you is in others too. And it is through that you have spiritual evolution. It's through that you get the knowledge of the self.